Hi everyone! Today in this video we're gonna talk about another mental model that obviously will also with the objective to make you a better person, because mental model helps you to structure your thinking. That so makes you have better type of decisions, which so ultimately helps you to bring more success in wealth, health, so relationships and family, which so are ultimate fields that the majority of people want to perform. So I expect you already to help me by subscribing and posteriorly seeing other videos to make you a better person. And so today we're gonna talk about the mental model. This sometimes is helpful and I use it in order to solve problems. Sometimes it's the approach that can make be more easily for you to solve problems. And so what's going to be the mental model and how is called is the reverse chaining. And so what is the reverse chaining? It's a mental model where you start with the desired outcome or end goal and work backward to figure out the necessary steps. So instead of just thinking about the problem and then start by trying to create solutions, and then by solutions you go for testing and see so what's the ones that brings what you want. You start by backwards instead of thinking about what makes you what are like the grounding where you should reasoning above, and then so to reach outcome. Like what's the example in a problem, in a convergence problem that is asked you to reach to incognites in a math solution. What are you going to do? You're going to build all the algebra. You're going to put the equation probably. So you're going to put the incognite in one side and all the numbers that you really know in other side, and then so you're going to reach the problem. What could be the example that will illustrate the opposite? Then so it's used reverse chaining instead of doing and getting and then starting by understanding that you got, and then so what's the assumption that you already can doing it. You start by the back. So you want to get what is the incognite. Instead of searching what's the depth of the problem, you think first, so what is the ways that I can use incognite. So yes, by maths is a one way. So what math says that if I put incognite in one side and all other numbers in other, I can reach by math type of calculation that so incognite is going to be equal to a specific number, which so makes me able to say what's the value of the incognite. So could be a way. And then so to apply it, what I will need so to put incognite in one side and all other numbers, the real numbers that I know the value, like 2, 3, I know how much they value in other side. So probably I would have to be, I would also to search to put in that so zone that so is the easiest, or at least the most closest to know so and to get my objective. And then so I start reasoning, understanding what's already I want to get as a outcome that's going to bring the the objective that I want. And then so I work toward already having a specific objective that I want to get, instead of having abstract type of answer, and then so seek by the data in the answer to see how I can think towards a solution by what they give. Sometimes the reverse chaining is helpful, but because it makes your brain work in trying to figure out, thinking before you understand what they give to you, what could be potential ways to reach to outcome, but thinking reverse. So what are things that are closest to the reaching outcome? It kind of helps you to don't waste resources, since you know what are the things that you 100% get, that if you reach to the point that you have a specific structure, you understand that if you reach it, you're so 100% you're gonna get the outcome that you want. And then so you structure your process methodologies, what you're going to search as the data, what are the assumptions that you have to get in count, what are the calculations that has reasoning to do, based in what are so the things that gonna help you and are more prone so to be close to your final end goal. It is helpful, obviously requires you to have a bit of knowledge, because it's not certain times it's not just by try attempt and cease to get the goal. Is you already have the knowledge about what is the chain to get some solutions. You have to get a bit of knowledge about the field that you're working. But then so that we have to understand a bit better, so we understand. So step 1, start with the desired outcome. What's your end goal? Step 2, ask yourself what needs to happen right before the goal. Repeat this process backwards. So what needs to happen right before the goal, and then so what needs to happen right before of what's right before the goal, and then so it's the inversion that in ultimately so is going to bring to you what's going to be your first step. And then so your first step, you do it but already knowing so what's going to be the next ones, because you already have the reverse chaining of since of what's the end goal of your journey of process of thinking and doing calculations, and till so the first step, and then what's something that's good is because wherever you're gonna step you already know what you need to go next, which is something that can be helpful to not spend time in doing things that you're not going to use in the next step. So basically efficiency can something that can improve, can have some cons because you need to have so a good knowledge about what has to be all steps that you're going to have to do in order to get the goal. Other times it's something that it requires you to have a bit of expertise in the field and having to know like formulas. If we talk about in education, the formal education, that we have exposed to formulas, to laws, to principles that they are truth. You have to get this knowledge so to make this type of approach to solve a problem. But then so why reverse chaining works? As I said, efficiency and clarity. Why is reverse chaining so powerful? Well, by focusing in the end result first, you gain clarity in direction immediately of what you should do and whatever. So you're gonna do a step, you already know what's gonna be needed to get as data inputs for the next one, which is so gonna help you to not waste the resources in prior steps. And then so examples were made, clear path to success, minimize waste, and sometimes can help you to be a better problem solver. Examples. Let's say you're launching a product for your business. Instead of starting with ideas for marketing strategy of packaging, you begin with the product launched and available for purchase. So step 1 is products on shelves. Then so step 2, what needs to write back to have product shelves is marketing campaign in place to drive sales. What is needed previous to that is sales team prepared to manage customer orders. What's needed prior to that? Product manufactured and distributed. What's needed before that? Continue to map backward until you have identified all the necessary actions that is needed to get so your end goal, and then so you already know what you need to do right now to get you the enough time at some time so your end goal, because you kind of map all the things that are the blocks that sustain your end goal, and then so you have a less probability of while you're doing actions to reach a end goal, you don't have a less likelihood to forget something that sustains the reach of the end goal successful. So basically, as I said, it helps you to minimize waste, but sometimes as well so to understand all the fundamental things that you need in order to get so your end goal. So probably in this example, you had product on shelves. If you just start, into product shelves, I have to need product. So I'm just going to focus in product, and then so already going. But if you look for backwards, so product on shelves, so products to clients. I need so clients to buy. What's the clients to buy? Clients buy what they pay attention to. So I have someone to work to make the product be having attention. I don't need just so the product to be made. So probably what will be the thing prior to have product shelves is having a product, but having as well people that make marketing. So I already have started by working right now in making in building a marketing strategy. So prior to marketing strategy, so what's the whole builds marketing campaigns? It's sales team. So it's not just doing the products. That's something that comes to my mind rightfully right now. But by looking and working reverse, I understand the whole structure that makes people buy it. That's what I ultimately want, because I want to make profit. Is sustained by having as well other things that I was not thinking to start doing right now, but sometimes could be things that are even more urgency than start by already doing the product, because they require more time to be built. But just because what was the only thing that came to my mind was one of them, I could so forgot other essential steps that could even take more time than I think I will start doing it right now, which so ultimately the process will take much longer. That obviously is something that I will not want to do it. And then so that's why I use the example of products because sometimes I have a bit of domain about. And it's easier. We have achieving a personal goal. So we have a goal that you want to start a marathon. What's the main goal? Cross the marathon. So to cross the marathon, you have to run. While you run, what do you have to do? You have to get health conditions, but you need to have shoes. Imagine that I would just buy the shoes when I remember like 1 year prior to the to doing the task. Probably could not so exist the shoes that I want. So if I already start doing right now, instead of just focusing in improving my health condition, or this something that could decrease the time that will take like to get my hand goal getting goal for me. It's another good example of the importance of sometimes working for the backwards. It's easier, it's something that give reverse training a try the next time you face a big challenge or a new goal. Start with the result, then work backward to figure out what the necessary steps. I promise so. You will see how powerful and effective this method can be. So I expect if you find this video helpful to help me as well, subscribing and seeing posteriorly other videos, and see you in the next one.